European Union. What is European Union? Where it is? Well, the European Union boundaries are unclear, same as the European continent. To start with, let's get to know a bit about the European Union first. Here are some participating members of European Union.
Germany, France, the United Kingdom, Italy, Spain, Poland, Romania, the Kingdom of the Netherlands, Greece, Belgium, Portugal, the Czech Republic, Hungary, Sweden, Austria, Bulgaria, Denmark, Slovakia, Finland, Ireland, Croatia, Lithuania, Latvia, Slovenia, Estonia, Cyprus, Luxembourg, and Malta. The edges of the EU will probably continue to expand further out as there are other countries in various stages of trying to become a member.
How does the EU operate? What are its functions? Well, countries pay membership to be a part of the EU. Countries vote on laws they all have to follow. Citizens of member countries are automatically the EU citizens as well. This means if you are a citizen of any of these countries, you are free to live and work in any of the member countries. As I said, the EU boundaries are unclear. Here is why.
Norway, Iceland, and Little Liechtenstein, none of which are in the European Union, but if you're an EU citizen, you can live in these countries and Norwegians, Icelanders, or Liechtensteiners can live in yours. Why? In exchange for freedom of movement of people, they have to pay membership fees to the European Union, even though they aren't a part of it, and thus don't get a say in its laws that they still have to follow. This arrangement is the European Economic Area, and it sounds like a terrible deal were it not for that asterisk which grants EEA, but not EU members, a pass on some areas of law, notably farming and fishing, something a country like, say, Iceland might care quite a lot about running themselves. Between the European Union and the European Economic Area, the continent looks mostly covered, with the notable exception of Switzerland, who remains neutral and fiercely independent, except for her participation in the Schengen area.
The EU has its own currency, called the euro, used by majority but not all the members like Bulgaria, Croatia, UK, Denmark, and Sweden. Why they don't use the euro as their currency? Here are two reasons. First, this European Union is called the Eurozone, and to join, a country needs to have a certain economic and financial stability in the nation. Hence, countries like Bulgaria and Croatia do not use the euro. The other reason is to have an identity and to preserve the cultural heritage of their own currency. For the same reason, countries like Denmark, Sweden, and obviously UK do not use the euro as the country's currency.
L'Europe ne se fera pas d'un coup, ni dans une construction d'ensemble. Elle se fera par des réalisations concrètes, créant d'abord une solidarité de fait.
I want Europe to become the first climate-neutral continent in the world by 2050.
Europe was devastated in 1950 by World War II, claiming millions of lives. Schuman, France's foreign minister, suggested combining coal and steel production, the industries that are essential to both nations in order to avoid another. Even the shared market would also facilitate the peaceful integration of the EU. By providing the European coal and steel community in April 1951, France and West Germany eliminated three obstacles. They regulated cartel, polished subsidiaries, and created customs tariffs.
In 1950, Europe was reeling from the devastation of World War II. Millions of Europeans had been killed on the battlefield. Hundreds of cities were in ruins. The continent urgently needed a guarantee to avoid another fatal war. French Foreign Minister Robert Schuman had a surprising idea. He said France and Germany should combine their coal and steel production, two industries essential for both countries. Schuman believed the joint market would make war materially impossible, and serve as a stepping stone for a truly integrated and peaceful Europe.
L'Europe ne se fera pas d'un coup, ni dans une construction d'ensemble. Elle se fera par des réalisations concrètes, créant d'abord une solidarité de fait.
Building upon Schumann's idea, France and West Germany established the European Coal and Steel Community in April 1951. They were joined by Italy, Belgium, the Netherlands, and Luxembourg. The new community removed trade barriers and set rules on cartels and mergers for the coal and steel industry. It also abolished subsidies, custom duties, and discriminatory treatment between the countries. An independent high authority was granted broad executive powers, while a common assembly comprising national lawmakers worked as a supervisory body. The scope of the coal and steel community was limited in practice, but helped introduce the innovative concept of supranationalism. This would be the foundation of the European Union we know today. Over time, the high authority evolved into the European Commission, and the Common Assembly turned into the European Parliament. The Coal and Steel Community was officially dissolved in 2002 after its founding treaty expired. May the 9th, the day on which Schuman unveiled his historic proposal, was declared Europe Day.
The European Union aims to create a level playing field for businesses and ensures that European people enjoy similar rights and freedom. It passes law at the EU level, addressing areas such as trade, environmental protection, and human rights more effectively and at a large scale. The EU lawmaking process involves three key institutions: the European Commission, the European Parliament, and the Council of the EU. The European Commission proposes new laws which are then reviewed by the European Parliament and the Council. If accepted, the proposal is passed to the Council for amendments before voting. If approved, the proposal is sent back to the European Parliament for the second, where it can accept or reject the Council changes. If disagreements persist, a conciliation committee is formed to find a compromise. If a compromise is reached, the proposal becomes a law binding on all the EU member states and must be implemented in international law. However, passing legislation within the EU can be difficult and time consuming due to the diversity of interest among its 27 member states.